representatives being introduced to the other Namibian role players who stand as accused persons in this matter. Just to briefly inform you also, the accused persons in this matter, the main natural persons is Mr. Ricardo Gustavo, James Haitukulipi, Sakish Shangala, yourself is accused 4, Temzen Haitukulipi accused 5, and Pius Natangwe Mwatwelulo. And then the other accused in this matter is Namgomar Peshka, Namibia, Irongo Cleary Forwarding, JTH Trading, Fiti Entertainment, CC, and so it goes on. That is in respect of the Namgomar matter.
Thank you, my lord. I do understand now. I'm together.
So let me just finish this part and I will allow you an opportunity to comment. The accused, which includes yourself, acting with a common purpose, devised a scheme to access fishing quotas in Namibia in favor of Samerji and for the benefit of the Namibian co-accused. This scheme resulted in the entering into a memorandum of understanding between the government of the Republic of Namibia through the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources and the government of the Republic of Angola through the Ministry of Fisheries on cooperation in the areas of fisheries and aquaculture, which was then signed on 18 June 2014 by Mr. ESAU and Mrs. De Barros Neto as representatives of their respective governments. As a result of the signing of the MOU, Mr. Bernard ESAU, under the guise that MOU was a fisheries agreement, awarded fishing quotas to Namgomar Pesca SA, a company purportedly incorporated in Angola as a joint venture agreement between Namibia and Angolan role players. That is the crux of the allegations against you.
My lord, I totally rebut those very allegations against me, that I was in conspiracy or in cahoots with those people mentioned in that very write-up. It's totally untrue. The fisheries agreements, my lord, it's coming a long way. It has been a mandate, a directive from our principal, the founding father, in terms of the SADC protocol of 2001 on fisheries. That protocol has given birth to the Namibia-Angola protocol on fisheries, which was signed in 2007 by my predecessor. And out of that protocol that was signed in 2007, based on a fact-finding mission, because of the reasons of illegal fishing, because of the reasons of our, what do you call it, my lord, the membership to Enforcer, and because of other matters such as the chairmanship of the Minister of Fisheries of Angola to BCC, the Benguela Current Commission. That, in fact, has prompted the fact-finding mission to go and to discuss these very matters, and also to ascertain, to check whether that very protocol of 2007 can still be used as an instrument to address these very matters. My lord, the allegations, the accusations made against me in terms of conspiracy, in terms of establishing an enterprise on a common purpose, my lord, this is uncalled for. I cannot and I will never, ever accept such kind of situations where I was arrested. My house was ransacked. This is very important, my Lord. I feel sad. Having worked for our country from childhood to the time I was arrested, I can't believe, I can't see this happening. The fact that I have tried to illustrate to the court, that this agreement was an agreement that came about prior to my time even, through negotiations, through the engagement of government, especially the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, MIRCO, and all the other technocrats. This was the agreement which I was in fact directed to go and sign in terms of the Marine Resources Act, Section 35, and also finally gazetted in terms of Section 36 of the Marine Resources Act.
You can continue now. Just quickly, you said you were directed to go sign. Who directed you to go sign it?
It's the assignment of powers. I'm referring to that assignment of powers act, which is also an exhibit, my Lord, in this very case. And I'm called Fish Rod. My family is called Fish Rod. Our dignity, my dignity is totally, my Lord, I can't damaged for the rest of my life.
Now, what the state is further alleging, and this is just from the summary of substantial facts, is that as a result of this scheme under the MOU, the Ministry of Fisheries, your ministry, allocated about 50,000 metric tons of horse mackerel fishing quotas to Nemgomar Pesca SA during the period 2014 to 2019, which was in actual fact received by Nemgomar Pescas Namibia, a company incorporated in Namibia and with 100% Angolan shareholding. They further allege that the accused Namibian and Icelandic role players further agreed that that $500 per metric ton that would be payable in respect of the fishing quota would only constitute 25% of the actual usage fee, and that the remainder of the 75% of the actual usage fee that should be paid will be paid, that remaining fee will be paid into an offshore bank account which was subsequently established by Mr. James Hatukilipi as Tunduvala Investments, a company incorporated in Dubai with Mr. James as the sole shareholder. That company in essence received about $4 million. Now, were you involved in any discussions relating as to how fishing quotas it was awarded? Or firstly, let me rather say, who awarded the fishing quotas to Nemgomar?
As I have testified, my Lord, awarding was done by the Office of the PS and the Office of the Administration, Management of the Ministry of Fisheries, recommended to the Minister for acceptance. That's number one. To right holders and to non-right holders, Namgoma specifically as well. And this through internal memos, which was not disclosed, my Lord, never disclosed by the investigation of the year 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. But my name is being used in the letters, again here, that I have approved the allocation of quotas to that. I want to see the internal memos.
Just hold on there, Mr. ESAU. When you are referring to the internal memos, is it the one that we've previously referred to for the 2014 period that was prepared by the PS?
It is memos like that one.
Memos like that one?
Like that one which went out.
And these memos, are they then prepared annually by the permanent secretary?
It is prepared seasonally.
Seasonally,
Yes.
okay.
Maybe the right terminology, my lord.
Okay, like for the horse mackerel season?
For the horse mackerel, seasonally starts from the first January season to end of December. And if there is any quota left in the reserve, that in that quota is again distributed, my lord. There is an internal memo, supposed to be. There should be an internal memo.
Okay. And it's on that basis that the quotas are then allocated?
My lord, it's on that basis that the letters that is sent to the right holders and non-right holders are prepared and then sent to the right to the beneficiaries.
And would there also be a separate one, for example, for hake? Because the hake
Correct,
season,
my lord.
it's published and gazetted that the hake season starts on the 1st of November, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, my lord.
Unlike the horse mackerel that starts on the 1st of January.
Yes, my lord.
Okay.
And I want to state, my lord, based on the summary of the facts. My lord, I was not responsible for any impropriety matters, secondary matters that flows out from the allocation of quotas. I cannot shoulder blame on that, my lord. It is unheard of.
Put bluntly, Mr. ESAU, what the state is alleging is that your son-in-law, Mr. Temzen Atikilipi, he was the one that opened the door that gained and that allowed Samherji and a group of companies to have access to the fishing rights and quotas in Namibia through you.
My lord, there was no mutual beneficial relations between me and my son-in-law, who in fact got married to my daughter in 2011 October. There was nothing like that, which I say, a mutual beneficial symbiosis, if I have to put it that way, between me and my son-in-law.
Did he introduce the Samherji group of companies to you?
He never introduced the group of that very companies to me. I happened, my lord, to bump into at his house in October 2015, if I'm not mistaken, whereby I bumped into Europeans from Europe.
October 2015?
Yeah, October 2015.
Yes.
Not 2011 or whatever they talk about.
Now, while we're on this point, Mr. Willefeer of the ACC came to testify that at that meeting, and he also showed a picture to the court that October, or at least October 2015, that at that particular meeting, there's where the scheme was discussed. With yourself. That is what Mr. Willefeer testified.
A total misrepresentation of fact, my lord. It's a total misrepresentation of fact. When I went to that very residence of my son-in-law,